Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about ASR, or also known as advanced self-review. Now thank you guys, I know you guys have been suggesting for me to do this video, and we're going to talk about what is an advanced self-review, why do we do it, what does it look like. I'm going to go through one of my templates that I actually use on Notion, and again how you can create your kind of own template and your kind of own ASR to be reflective on the week that you just had, or day or month, or however you'd like to do it. Okay, now remember guys, like I say, an advanced self-review is exactly what it says on the tin. It's you reviewing yourself in an advanced way. But again, of course, like I say, this is a trading channel. We're talking about trades in particular. So it is about reviewing your trades, okay? Now, remember, guys, if you guys aren't doing a trading journal or don't have a trading journal, I do highly recommend you are journaling your trades, okay? And noting down your emotions. Like we know, there's a saying in the whole of trading where trading is 90% psychology, 10% strategy, right? Trading is a lot to do with emotion, okay? Now, why is that? Now, trading, of course, like we know, the markets is infinite chaos. And for me, it's about finding your order in infinite chaos. Now, of course, your emotions will play havoc with you. Sometimes you might convince yourself to enter a trade when it doesn't really fit your plan, right? And you can have these kind of emotions playing with you from your conscious mind, and it can just basically, you might be forming these bad habits. Now, it's important to write down in your trading journal an honest review of these trades. How did you feel when you took the trade? Were you angry? Were you upset? Was your wife annoying you? Were you very hungry? Were you sleep deprived? Okay, all these things, right? All these emotions that you could be encountering during your trades or when you place the trades are very, very important. I know from my perspective, my journey, I know that my kind of trades that don't really fit my plan / are more valid trades are when I haven't had enough sleep, I'm not feeling as good, my mood isn't as great, okay, versus the trades that are fitting my plan, are doing good, I am pretty happy, okay? So again, I am finding a correlation between emotion and the quality of my trades that I place, and that is what it's meant to do. So again, this is what a trade journaling is meant to identify. Now, an advanced self-review is basically reviewing your trades at the very least, okay? But what we want to know is that in your advanced self-review, what were the emotions that you experienced, okay? So trying to find the bad habits that you slipped into and why, and understanding in the next week coming up ahead, can you put in any processes that will help to bring you back into good habits, basically alleviate or take away those bad habits, and to help keep you on track, okay? Not even emotionally, but again, like I say, what processes can you do to help you do better at trading, okay? In your trading performance, like I say, trading is like a form of athleticism. Like we are mental athletes, we need to take care of ourselves mentally in order to perform well, because like I say, it is an emotional kind of game. Like I say, in a sense, it is psychological. But again, you know, that is what's meant to do. It's meant to help understand when you're tending off into these bad habits and to push you back on track. Now, also do not forget that an advanced self-review doesn't have to be purely on trading. You can write things about your goals in life, okay? For example, if you are very introverted and you're very, very quiet, you can make a goal in your advanced self-review to say, hey, I think it's time that I start networking a bit more, start to make more friends, or start to speak a little bit more. So again, you write that in your advanced self-review. You say, okay, well, you know, I think I was a little bit more quieter with my colleagues this week, so I'm going to make a conscious effort to talk a lot more next week, okay? Now, again, that's obviously very arbitrary. In your advanced self-review, you want to go a little bit more in depth and make your goal more specific, rather than in that scenario saying, hey, I want to speak to my colleagues a bit more. Make it more specific. Say, okay, every time a colleague speaks to me, I actually look at them and I smile, and that's my first kind of process that I want to do before I engage in conversation, because at least, I don't know, you can say a smile helps you to actually feel a little bit better and engage in a more kind of flowing conversation. Again, like I say, what I'm trying to say is that putting in a literally tangible process that will help you to engage and help you achieve that goal and form those good habits, okay? So guys, I'm now going to jump on to what looks like, well, what is my basic kind of advanced self-review template. So as you can see here, this is what it looks like. Now, again, this is more personal to me. It is very, very simple. It is very, like I say, it's just very straight to the point. And again, it works for me, okay? And I'm gonna go through why this works for me in particular. But like I say, guys, there's no right or wrong answer. Tailor your advanced self-review to how you would like to do it, okay? So again, like you can see, guys, what I do is after every week, I actually insert the week here. I say for example, 1st of March to the 8th of March, okay, or 7th, and I basically write what were my thoughts and how can I improve. So again, this is a chance for me to go over my trades And again, the most important thing, don't forget, in an ASR is to be very objective. Don't try and like sugarcoat it in any way. Remember, keep these very private if you want to. No one has to see these. The most important thing about ASR is being as honest as possible. You should be 100% honest. Otherwise, it's just not going to work, okay? So for example, I could say, what were your thoughts? Well, I can say, okay, for example, okay, I entered 80% of the trades I entered were high probability, 20% were not as high probability, they were more valid. Now again, going a bit more in depth into that, saying why were they valid? Okay, I want to write down they were valid because at that time I wasn't feeling as good. Maybe I was looking at the charts a little longer than I should and convinced myself that there was a trade when there really wasn't. Okay, now these are the things that you want to write down. Be very objective with the trade journal that you have created in the week and what you've written down in it. Okay, so write down your thoughts. Okay, and then of course, like I say, how can you improve? Now remember guys, when it comes to how you can improve, also write down a tangible step. Okay, so for example, I will say, okay, so like I said, we're going to say 20% of trades last week I took were valid. Okay, for example. Okay, now again, how are you going to improve that? Okay, so for example, you can say, okay, I noticed that these trades were taken when I was either sleep deprived or not in a great mood. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so what we have had here is that we've looked at problems, possible areas of improvement. So we're saying that 20% of the trades I took were valid. I found out why. So I'm saying that for me, I was a little bit more tired. That's what I noted in my trade journal, or I was just not in a great mood. Now, again, from here, it's most important. What is a tangible process that you want to put in place to actually alleviate that from happening next week? Okay, so I will say in terms of improvement, okay, I will say I will take a nap before taking any trades. Okay, for example, to prevent sleep to prevent the sleep deprivation point coming in, right? Or if I do not have a chance to nap, for example, I will not trade and not stick and not look at the charts. Okay, again, very, very happy for you to write that. Again, there's no right or wrong. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with saying that and saying I will not look at the charts when I trade. In fact, that is probably a very good sign of a good professional trader. I'm sure very good professionals do that. Again, this is something that I do. Don't look at the charts, stay away from the charts, and just go and make myself, I don't know, do something that will make me feel happy. Okay, ideally don't eat junk food and all these other things. Actually go and do something that will be beneficial, such as go for a walk, start to get some oxygen, re-oxygenate your lungs, make you feel a bit better in your body, or exercise, and I don't know, just do anything that will actually have a positive impact on you but will be away from the markets. Okay, and then of course that targets the fact that, hey, you're taking these valid trades that aren't fitting your plan, but again, you are going to the root cause. Now again, it's important to, one of the things that you can add here is that, okay, if you actually do this, if you stick to the fact that when you're in your mood or you're tired and you don't look at the charts, or you know, and you have a nap or whatever, you actually take the process, give yourself some sort of reward. Okay, now for myself personally, I actually have this kind of tick box, okay, on a table. So for me, at the end of the day, I like to have all of them ticked. So for you guys, you can actually create this tick box and say, okay, by the end of the day, I want all the tick boxes ticked, and that's my goal. Like, as long as I have all the tick boxes ticked, I'm very satisfied for myself in having a great day. And one of the tick boxes can be, like I say, not looking at the charts if you are tired or sleep deprived, right? Put that in there. So again, give yourself some reward. Or you can say, I don't know, you can say, okay, if I have achieved this new process 100% in the week, I will reward myself with X. Okay, whatever that is. Okay, like I say, for me, I personally reward myself just by having the contentment of basically having everything in my kind of daily checklist ticked. And like I said, in one, I will create a nice little new tick box saying, okay, stay away from the charts if you are tired or not in a good mood. And again, I will literally give that box a tick objectively if after that day I did actually stick to it, okay? And that's my kind of reward. Now again, you can reward yourself if you 100% stuck to your new process at the end of the week with, I don't know, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat, okay? But like I say, the most important thing about this ASR is, number one, finding the kind of possible bad habits or why you actually did not stick to your plan, or things where things could have possibly go wrong. Number two is understanding how you could have improved from it, all right, coming into next week. You can't do anything about the past, but you can definitely affect your future, okay? So again, what process can you put in place? And number three, it's a very good idea to reward yourself. Sometimes we might just write this, put a process in place, and again, not feel like we want to stick to it because there's no process, no reward at the end of it. So like I say, guys, reward yourself at the end of it, okay? So like I say, identify possible issues. Number two, create the right processes. Number three, create a reward for yourself that will actually help you to stick to that process, okay? Like I said, for me, it's just a tick on a table. But again, for you, it can be anything. Treat yourself to whatever, okay? But again, like I say, this is what it's all about. It's about identifying, targeting, creating a process, and eliminating any kind of bad habits, okay? So again, this doesn't have to be, very, very much in depth. This is how I personally like to do it. So I will do this literally for every week, and then of course at the end of the month I'll talk about my overview and improvements and how I can get better. Now again, like I say, it's important to note that this doesn't have to be purely on trading. This can be to do with your goals and like your life goals or your personal goals. Say for example you wanted a date, right? And let's say for example you weren't getting, wasn't getting out there enough to meet new people, right? In your ASR, you can say, okay, well, this week I didn't make enough time to actually go out there and meet new people. So next week, what will the process be that I'll put in place? Okay, maybe on a Wednesday or a Friday, I will actually go to, a cocktail bar or like a pub or something and meet new people, or I will actually download this app today and meet new people. Like, it's whatever you want it to be. Like I say, it can be also life orientated. I think it's very, very helpful for that as well. For me, myself, like I say, this is obviously, this kind of template is very, trading orientated, but again, I can make it life orientated. For me, if I want to work out more, which is one of my goals, then again, I actually say, okay, why didn't I work out last week? How can I improve a new process for next week, and what will be my reward? So again, like I say, it can be trading related, life related, and it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to be asking me, okay, this is awesome. Please actually can you actually put a template of this Notion up? And one of the things, guys, I want you to do is actually, I'm not going to put a template up of this because I actually want you guys to note down what is it important to you. Okay, if you haven't written down goals or what you would like to know or improve on week in, week out, I want you, number one, to start by writing that, maybe on a piece of pen and paper or maybe in your journal. Write down what you want to improve on, whether it's trading performance, or whether it's something in life, whether it's, like I say, speaking more with colleagues. Then again, write those goals down, and that can be a goal for next week. Then put in the process, right? How are you going to do it? And like I say, give yourself a reward. And then once you kind of identified the things that is personal to you, create your own ASR to it, okay? You can have a heading saying my ASR, you can cut the ASR in two, like you can see here, this is one ASR, you can say trading ASR and life ASR, okay? I want you guys to really personalize it, okay? So like I said, this is how to do an advanced self-review. This is how I do it personally. Again, the most important thing of an ASR is to be honest, 100% objective, okay? If you're not objective, there's no way you're gonna improve. That eliminates number one, which is really understanding the bad habits that you can see yourself doing, okay? Be honest with yourself. The number two, process. What process can you put in place that will help prevent you to actually slip in that bad habit that you will take on to do next week? And number three, actually giving yourself some sort of reward and incentive, because remember, we are creatures that like reward. How do you guys feel like when you pass a challenge? How do you guys feel when you've actually won a trade? You actually feel good, right? It's instinctive. But when you lose a trade, you feel bad, right? Again, it's because we're emotional beings. But when you actually have a reward for something, you're more inclined to actually carry out the process, okay? So again, like I say, that is how you do an ASR, and that is how I do it personally. You can do it in many different ways, but again, like I say, those are the most important key points, okay? So again, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you had any comments about this video, feel free to write it down in the comment section below. But again, like I say, that is how you do an advanced self-review, okay? And that is how I currently do it. Really make it personal to you and ask the questions that are really personal to you, okay, guys? I hope you have a fantastic trading week ahead, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Peace.